New York and brings us the highlights every Friday in a segment we call Trail Mix. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Caitlin. So there's way too many political ads out there, too many to even count. You've probably seen a lot even just during the show. Now, in the Hudson Valley, however, two congressional candidates down there are not only sparring with some of those ads, but with dueling music videos. Also this week, Andrew Cuomo got an endorsement from an old acquaintance of Eliot Spitzer, but you probably won't see any press conference or an ad touting that. Also, one of the architects of last summer's Senate coup has finally started his campaign, and he's using the slogan, "I'm one of the good guys."
This last 3 weeks is when you're really going to see a presence. We're running a campaign. It's just starting a little later, and it's very serious.
Slow and steady wins the race. At least that's Tom Libbes's plan. The deputy minority leader of the state Senate is spearheading the Republicans' quest for trying to take back the majority, focusing on several battleground districts throughout the state, and until this week putting his own re-election campaign on the back burner. So even though his opponent literally dove into the race much earlier, Libbes remains confident he'll win a 12th term, despite the anti-incumbent sentiment and the whole coup situation last summer that angered many voters.
It really did evolve to the point where we really became kind of laughingstocks across the nation as a whole.
People weigh the difference between having a Republican Senate that's going to be a check and balance, that they'll look at my record, they'll look what I've done for the community, and say, you know what, Tom Libbes, he's one of the good guys.
Thanks. After being at the center of the Eliot Spitzer prostitution scandal in 2008, Ashley Dupree is lending her support to the next Democratic gubernatorial hopeful. This week, the former call girl told New York Magazine's Daily Intel that she's supporting Andrew Cuomo, saying he seems like the right choice for New York. Ironically, it's more of an endorsement than Spitzer gave the AG. Not long ago on CNN, the former governor called Cuomo, quote, the dirtiest, nastiest political player out there, but still said he'd vote for him anyway. No word yet on whether Cuomo will be accepting this latest nod. And Battle of the Ballads. About a month ago, supporters of Republican Nan Hayworth released this music video, a parody of the Orleans hit Stay With Me, roasting Democratic incumbent Congressman John Hall. Hall, of course, is the former frontman for the rock group. The Vote With Me parody received a good deal of acclaim and even sparked legal action by the band. But Hall's supporters found a better retaliation strategy. You can't out Orleans Orleans. That's right, Hall supporters this week released their own music video, a parody of another Orleans hit, Still the One. And this one actually has members of the band helping with his cause. But staying in Washington is now an uphill battle for Hall. A Siena poll released this week shows Hall trailing Hayworth by just a few points in New York's 19th, but still in the margin of error.
There's not a lot of undecided voters here. I think the real key in this election is which campaign, Hayworth or Hall, does a better job of identifying their voters and getting their voters out to the polls on Election Day.
He is still the one, don't be in a she, still the one, but the center, he's got the wall.
Well, you do have to appreciate the dedication and production value of some of these races. Now, changing gears a little bit just before we go, this story just came in a few minutes ago from Buffalo. So when you think of a political fundraiser, you may think of people in suits, dressed to the nines, cocktails, a real swanky affair. Well, one assembly candidate took a different approach. Brian Biggie, who is running against incumbent Sam Hoyt out there in Western New York, used a bowling alley as a fundraising venue. Now, if that isn't cool enough, the theme of the event was based on the movie The Big Lebowski, and the Republican candidate sent out this invitation stating, "The dude cordially invites you to the Biggie Lebowski bowling party." Remember, his name is Brian Biggie. That's just seeing you're paying attention. Costs $40 a person, $150 a team, includes bowling, pizza, pop, beer, and White Russians. And if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Big Lebowski. Thanks so much, Mike.
No problem.
That's it for our show tonight.